Hello and welcome to WRTC today. Thanks very much for joining us. This is our last show with you, bringing you everything live from the WRTC. Yesterday we left you with an evening program which told you all about the contests that had happened earlier, and of course we also carried the 25-hour contest as well. This is the closing ceremony where you're going to find out who has won that amazing contest, as well as lots of thanks for the people that have made this all possible. Now, there's a few people that maybe are not so obvious to you, and people we haven't talked to during the week, but I've singled out here because we'd like to recognise what you've done. And first, we've got George, N2GAA, and we've got Diane, K2DO. Hello.
Hi.
So how have you found the WRTC, firstly?
It's fantastic. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
So does that mean you haven't been before?
I have, but not as a volunteer. So this gave me the opportunity to see the behind the scenes.
Right, brilliant. Now, you volunteered. I'm not actually sure exactly what you volunteered for, but I was asked by one of the senior organising team to call you in and tell us. So what have you been doing for us?
Well, we've been doing registration. We've stuffed some of the bags at the beginning of the event.
And there's a lot of bags.
A lot of bags. We've also helped at the back office help desk, answering the phones from the competitors and the site managers when they called in with issues and problems, and just generally helping out at the front.
And these may not sound very important things, but they are really important. When you've got hundreds of people turning up from all around the world, we need help from people like you. So is this what you expected? You said this is your first one as a volunteer.
Yes. So George has been a referee 4 times, and I've been a spectator, so I convinced him this time. I wanted him around so we could have fun and actually participate and see the event. So it's been great. This is so well organized, and it's also our first time in England.
Oh, really? Okay, so I've got to ask you before we move on, what do you think of England? Or people from all around the world are going to be watching this, but what do you think of England then?
It was great. The only problem, of course, is they speak a different language than we do.
No. When I go to America working sometimes, people just say they like my accent, but I don't feel I've got an accent.
We feel the same way.
Okay, well, thank you very much for all that you've done for the organising committee and for all these people who've come for WRTC. It really has been important. Everybody who's helped with this organisation has been important, but we just wanted to meet you two. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
The live stream has been great. Our friends have said they've seen us. The live stream has been wonderful.
Do you want to say hello? If you look down that lens, you could say hello to anybody special.
Hello, everybody. Order of Boiled Owls of New York. Hello.
Our contest club, yes.
Yes.
Right. Well done. Thank you very much for all your help. Now we're going to meet Katie and Violetta. Now, I don't believe that you were kind of expecting to do what you did. Tell us what we asked you to do in the middle of the night one night.
Yeah, my original job as volunteer was building the stations leading up to the contest, so putting together the towers, assembling the tents. That's what I expected to be doing. And about an hour and a half before the contest started, they were short on site managers, and so they called on Katie and myself to kind of jump in last minute and help out with that.
So for managing one of the sites? So what did you think, Katie? Did you hesitate at all, or did you think, no, I'm going to help with this?
Neither of us really hesitated.
I guess you didn't know really, though, what was involved, because you've been involved with building all those stations.
Yeah, I actually was an HQ volunteer before, so I hadn't helped build anything. So she kind of knew how everything was set up, but...
So what were you doing before that, then?
I was, like they said, helping with registration, helping with setup, anything they needed.
So it was all very nice in this air-conditioned
very nice and air-conditioned, yeah.
hotel complex, and then suddenly you're out there in the fields of Norfolk and Suffolk and managing a team. Mm-hmm. What was that like? What were the people like? Because obviously this is really important to many of these people. This is a competition at the end of the day.
Yeah, fortunately our station didn't have any problems while we were managing it. We were there the whole 24 hours plus about an hour or two afterwards. We just made sure that everything was good, so fuel for the station, and making sure that the competitors were all right, didn't need anything. But everyone was really nice. We got along super well.
So what did you do? Do explain exactly what a site manager does, because the whole point of this program here and why we wanted to talk to you is that it's fairly obvious what a lot of people here have been doing, but you're there actually at the stations. You've been out there in that 24 hours. Did you stay there 24 hours?
Yeah, so we were there for 24 hours, and ours was a little bit different. A lot of the site managers were assigned multiple different sites, like 3 or 4 different locations, and they had to circle through all of them, checking the generator, making sure it has fuel, making sure the referee especially and competitors have everything they needed. What happened with us was they basically took us to one of the more remote sites. It was really difficult to get to. You needed a 4x4 vehicle. So rather than having someone like having to circle through that one the whole time, they just dropped us off there. So we only had one station to really look after. N5ZO and KI6R, and they were like, it was super fantastic. We were looking in the group chat of all the site managers, and some of them were having to make runs to get ice and making tomato soup and
I
coffee.
saw some of those chats.
And like the competitors at our site, they were just focused on the radio. I mean, there was not a second when they were, asking, for things that we didn't already have provided.
But didn't I hear you right? You said that just 30 minutes before you went, they asked you if you do this before the competition. Sorry.
Yeah, it was. I think it was about an hour and a half before, and it takes about an hour to get there. And they were like, we want to leave like right now, so grab your stuff. They provided a tent for us, which was really great. So we had somewhere to sleep overnight, and they really went above and beyond to make sure we had packed lunches and just provide everything they could at the last minute.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but you could be quite intimidated by this because most of the competitors, not all, but mostly were men rather than ladies, and you're kind of the bosses of those sites and things. Did everybody respect the fact that, and you're also quite young, if you don't mind me saying, did everybody respect the fact that you were going to be the site manager?
Yeah, it was kind of funny at the end of the contest. The two competitors, they were so focused on the radio, I don't think they noticed that they got a site manager swap out. So they kind of thought at the end that we were spectators. And we were like, no, we were your site managers. We were taking your fuel all night.
Wow.
So everybody was super respectful, but definitely not really assuming that the two YLs were their site managers.
Anyway, well, it's wonderful what you did. Thank you very much, especially for doing it at such short notice. We really respect you, and all of these people who are going to receive awards tonight, they wouldn't be able to do that without people like you behind the scenes. So thank you very much indeed for doing it.
Thank you. I was glad to help out.
That's lovely.
Yes.
Thanks very much, both of you. Now we're going to meet Julie from Hospitality. Now, Julie, you were called in quite late in this project, weren't you?
Yeah, a couple of months before the project started. Obviously, everybody else on the organising committee had been involved for 2 or 3 years, and they lost their admin support a couple of months before it started, and they asked if I could help, so I did.
Now, that sounds quite modest, in a couple of months. That sounds like ages, but this is truly a project that's taken years to organise, hasn't it? So can you give us an idea of what you started doing as 2 months ago?
Yeah, the data that was behind everything was a bit disparate. There was lots of different spreadsheets and stuff, so I pulled it all together into one master spreadsheet that had everything fed off it, which meant that the data then was consistent. We had consistent views about who was staying, what meals they needed, what nights they were staying, what dietary requirements they had, whether they were going on coach trips, all of that kind of stuff, whether they needed the early coaches from Heathrow, all of that stuff. So there was a complete integrated view per person of everything related, who they were sharing a room with, whether they needed a twin room, a double, where they needed to be, had they got any disabilities, all of that stuff, just literally all pulled together so it was in one place.
I think that's amazing because I know something that goes on behind the scenes. I'm on the organising committee, and when I was introduced onto that a few months ago, I said, wow, all of this stuff going on, it really needs organisation. Georgina was clearly head of for hospitality, but she needed help. So we thank you very much for stepping in like that. And earlier today, I saw you over a meal and breakfast, I think, and just said to you, is this what you do in everyday life? And it's not, is it?
No, it isn't. Actually, I just retired, but before that I was a data analyst, which sort of helped, and a software developer. So I don't have anything to do with hospitality, but obviously here what I've been doing is trying to help everybody, trying to make sure that everybody has what they need. Everybody, if they've got questions, they just come and ask, and I try and find an answer for them and just support them in any way I can.
Well, it's wonderful what you've done. Thank you very much. What are your memories going to be from this, apart from being quiet? Because we probably ought to mention as well that your partner is not exactly new to this project. He's been quite involved with it, hasn't he?
Yeah, my partner is G4PIQ, Andy. He's obviously went to Finland and Russia as a competitor, and he's been a director all the way through, and he's director of sites. And you would have seen on the live stream when they announced the call signs, it was him that was announcing the call signs. I haven't seen him this week because he's just been on site. He's just managed to get back from stripping down aerials and things. And I've just literally left him. We've just passed each other. We haven't seen each other all week. But he's been very heavily involved, as have so many people people here, so many people on the organising committee. And my lasting memory of all of this is the camaraderie and the teamwork. The 4 people that you just spoke to, Violetta and Katie, they were doing different things and they just dropped everything at an hour and a half's notice. Got themselves out there, we threw them water, we threw them food, somebody lent them a tent, and they just went for it. And it wasn't anything in particular, it was just at the Wilson that there was their site manager was so involved technically that he was being split 2 ways, and we immediately stepped in and sorted something out. They went for it, they were brilliant. And George and Diane, absolutely up for anything you asked them to do. It was the camaraderie that I will remember totally.
Wonderful. Well, we hope we've given them recognition, but of course there are lots and lots of other people being involved. Sometimes they're fairly obviously involved, but there's an awful lot of work goes behind the scenes, isn't there?
Absolutely, huge amounts of work goes behind the scenes. The people I would personally like to pick out are the people who built all the sites. They have been working in really hot temperatures, absolutely exhausting temperatures, and really physically tiring work. So with the heat and the physical tiredness, they have worked their socks off, quite honestly, and I hope and I suspect that they will be recognised very much here, as everybody else as volunteers. But I think they in particular have been like sleeping on a campsite. We've been sat in the hotel, nice beds and everything. They've been on a campsite, you know, as the sun goes down, as sun comes up, they're off with the trailers doing physical manual work in 38-degree heat, and that's hard.
Sweet. All right, well, Julie, thank you very much, though, for what you've done. We appreciate as well you sharing all the other work that everybody else has done. Yeah. Thanks so much. I'm not going to get you later, but I bet you're busy. I bet you've got something else you need to do now, haven't you? Thank you very much, Julie Catchbowl.
Always, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So hopefully you're getting an idea. Now, when we started this broadcast, this was really early days, and this was empty completely, but now you can see it's pretty much completely full. So what you're seeing here are the contestants, the judges, and the referees, of course. I'm sure this isn't your first time you've seen us, but if it is, you'll need to know that in each team there are 2 people, plus the referee, in a tent, who are not broadcasting, but transmitting, make as many contacts as they can, essentially, in 24 hours. It's a bit more complicated than that, but that's essentially what this competition's all about. And the people that are in this room are literally from all over the world, and it's wonderful to see them. We've also got quite a few people. I want to give a shout out for the media team, because I'm sure that you realise that to produce a programme like this every night for 6 nights, it's very hard to do. And it took 11 of us to do this every day. So I want to pay tribute to all the people in my team. They've done a wonderful job. Now, there's one other volunteer I particularly want you to meet. This is Wilson, who's G6 ELF. Hi. From this area. Hi, Wilson.
Yeah, just down the road from you, actually.
Well, we are. That's right. We are fellow club members and of Norfolk Amateur Radio Club. But you've been here, and why I've asked you particularly to come to this is not because I know you, but because I know you have really done above and beyond what you signed up for at the beginning. And I think I've been told by Chris and a lot of the people who we have met before doing the site management that you just worked your socks off all the time, putting problems right, and we wanted to thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I was expecting to put a couple of stations up, but it's been
a couple of stations.
12-hour days for the last, well, more than 12-hour days on some of them for the last, what is it, 7, 8, 9 days now? I've lost count.
I know what you mean. I mean, has it been, you know, you are a man in our club who is very much a Mr. Fix-It, you'll put things right, but have there been really unexpected challenges you didn't plan for?
Yeah, the generator fueling system was a bit unexpected. There must be a problem with the rubber, and that was going spongy and falling into the filters, which was causing fueling issues on the generators.
Does that happen on most generators then?
I think there was 2 batches, so one of the batches was bad, and it's happened to half the generators.
And that's the tanks that you were using, the boat tanks, or?
Yeah, the seals in the boat tanks are not compatible. I think it's the new petrol they're using now with the ethanol in it is causing issues.
There must have been other challenges as well over the last few days, but particularly the last 4 or 5 days as you're building up the stations.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few the usual problems, broken dipoles and bad connections, but the biggest challenge now is trying to get it all down and cleared away in the time that we've got left. So.
Yeah. Well, that, of course, that is the next bit. So although you're here this evening to enjoy hopefully a few drinks and some nice food and this celebration, of course the work for you hasn't finished. You and your colleagues and everybody's a volunteer, absolutely everybody, by the way. There is nobody paid in this project whatsoever, and you're now going to have to take all those stations down. At least it's a little bit cooler than when you were putting them up.
Yeah, I think the wind switched to coming off the sea, so it's a little bit more bearable for today. So hopefully it stays that way. I think Wednesday will be done, so looking forward to that.
I bet you do. Well, look, Wilson, thank you. And of course, thanks to everybody who's been part of your teams. I know you wouldn't want us to single anybody out, but we really thank you very, very much indeed for all the work that you put in behind the scenes.
Thanks, David.
Thanks very much, Wilson. As you can hear from the PA system, which is coming out over this is about to start. This is the closing ceremony, and these are the awards that are going to be given out. I guess you could say it is what the contest is mainly all about, but as I've heard from many, many people, it isn't just about the contest, it is about the people, the camaraderie, the friendships that have been made, and other people meeting each other.
Sleep?
I'm going to leave you now with the closing ceremony. Thanks for joining us on WRTC today.
A very warm welcome to our closing ceremony celebrations for WRTC 2026. I'd just like to take a few moments to explain what will be happening this evening. I'll explain the process. We'll be in the Rosewood Suite in this room until approximately 7:30, after which we will disembark through the doors that you came in for the evening entertainment, food from around the world. You can go outside and enjoy that in the area just to the left as you exit. And where's that CW coming from? Am I hearing things? There must have been a contest on. Some Pluto Earth or something. And there'll be plenty of entertainment for you to enjoy. We're going to be running a raffle, which we have some fantastic prizes on offer. Those raffle tickets have been on sale through the day and will continue to be through the evening, and some superb donated raffle prizes. We'll draw that quite late in the evening. Don't worry if you're not around at that point. We'll have your information. It will be drawn at approximately 11 p.m. when we wrap up the night after our band has finished. The headquarter station, GB26 WRTC, is now closed, and QRT. And thank you to everyone who made use of that, and to the youth operators during the contest. So before we get going with the presentation from the organising committee, I asked Tim K3LR if he would just say a few words with regards to his activation from the Isle of Man over the weekend, so that he could give a perspective of how you guys sounded on the other end. Tim.
Thanks, Mark. But all of us in this room have been inspired. And in 3 years ago at WRTC in Italy, I was inspired by K1DG, who went off to a DXCC country during WRTC to give the multiplier back to the WRTC stations. Not a rare zone, but a rare country. And so this year, I decided about a year ago that my partner and I, Sandy DL1QQ, we would go to the Isle of Man, and a very well-known G and now GD, MD 0CCE, Bob, was a very gracious host. I met Bob for the first time when he attended Contest University in Dayton in 2007. It was the first year of Contest University. And Bob was there, along with another Bob, GU4YOX, was there as well. And little did we know back then that we would be in this room today. But our host, MD0CCE, was very welcoming. ICOM UK and Ray Novak N9JA provided a brand new ICOM IC7760 that we shared between the two of us. Sandy making 300 QSOs with WRTC stations, and I made 280 QSOs with WRTC stations. That's all we did. So we achieved the objective, and a YL operating from the Isle of Man. That doesn't get done all the time, and so with the help of G3NKC this morning, did a little research. It's not been the first YL activation, but there have been very few. An outstanding country, and a super outstanding host, and again, thanks to Doug Grant, K1DG, for the inspiration. 73.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to have everyone here. Okay, by the magic of this button. Oh, hey, okay, so I'm here to tell you about some of the other activities that have been going on over the last few days. So, quick hands up. I like my hands up. Hands up, who's been on any of the WRTC 2026 tourist trips? Wow, okay, good. So, we've been roaming around the country. We've had people at the Hunstanton Seaside, people at Warwick Castle, enjoying the history of Cambridge and Duxford, and also fairly close to WRTC 2026, Bletchley Park and our National Radio Centre. So providing a break from the contest for our competitors and referees, and other activities for friends and partners who've joined them for WRTC this past week. So we should thank, in particular, the support from the RSGB National Radio Centre staff. So I think everyone here was enjoying visiting GB3RS and enjoying the rest of the history around Bletchley Park. And thanks to everyone for smiling despite the heat. We realise we've had some unseasonably warm weather over the last few days. So thank you for bearing with that. Another fun activity, the Ham Widows Ball, which is a fantastic tradition at WRTC. Brilliant host from Bill Vinci. So thank you, Bill. We've had great feedback about the event. So the idea here that this was an icebreaker for partners and spouses on the first night. So getting people together, they could get to know each other and then make new friends, as maybe they'd be travelling on some of the other tourist trips or activities by themselves. So that was great. I hear there was, say, some fun and games. So starting off with, what would you like to do, or what do you like to do on holiday? And then culminating with the, please can you do an impression of your contest partners on the radio? And yes, there was intense competition for the prizes there. So definitely some competitive families out there. So we must also extend a gracious thanks given to the Yasmi Foundation for sponsoring that event. Oh, sorry. Sorry, recognise it's a photo. She also noted on Thursday, we had a group of students, about a dozen students from Sandringham School, make a visit. So they were from different ages in different year groups, from age 12 years and upwards. 5 of the 12 already had UK foundation licenses, which was fantastic to see, and the rest were already preparing to take their exams. They were accompanied by Alan Gray, G4 DJX, and another teacher. They had lots of questions. Philip, DK6SP of the organising committee, gave them a tremendous presentation about amateur radio overall, and then what WRTC was all about. We took them outside in the sunshine to look at the WRTC style antenna system, and they then went to the shack and did some operating, and we had a sked lined up with 5B4 AIF in Cyprus, and most of the students there made some contacts during their time. Speaking of GB26 WRTC, so we had a very busy and packed radio room over the last week. We had the physical station, we had remote stations, and it was very active over the weekend, also chasing all those Mike Bravo stations. So what can we say? So the station, physical station, so we had the WRTC antennas. We're using a Yaesu FTDX 101, kindly loaned from our partners and friends at Yaesu. So thank you, Yaesu, and thank you, Paul. Yep. And we also had several remote stations from several continents, arranged and then looked after by Jerry W1VE and also Ed K1EP, whilst Jerry had a small job of being a referee over the weekend. So I guess most people who did have something to do at the weekend, you won't have caught up with the live stream, and we'll come to that later. But this is just a screen grab from the live stream that was on YouTube for the whole 24 hours. The team there of mostly under 18-year-olds operated for most of the 24 hours. We had M0KUQ, M0UEL, M9JCK, also accompanied by S53 Radio, DA1NEN, DK6SP, DL5NEN, and DL2YA. So I think, and also G4IEY. I think that's the whole crew we've got there. And we've got, yep, the screenshot from the live stream with, yep, Jack and Sam there racking up the QSOs. And then everyone watching online, yep, they could follow along with the CW, keep up with the sideband, and then watch the log filling up in real time. And then moving on to IT, so a nice segue into World Radio League and everything that James N0WL and his team have been working for us for a long time. So there's been intense scrutiny and interest in the scoreboard, how it would work, what it was showing. So these are all provisional logs. There's nothing formalized here yet. These aren't the final results. So that was what we were getting from the scoreboard. Live from the sites over the weekend. So it's indicative, but we'll see what happens when the full log's there, and of course what happens after log checking. So it was exciting watching the teams leapfrog over other teams, maybe due to a strategy change, such as say being on 40 meters or 80 meters for the first time, or maybe being a lucky one to discover a fleeting opening on 10 meters. We often talk about contests like after the event, like how things happened, looking at the final scores. But here, for perhaps the first time, we have the most data and visualizations that we can do at once, seeing when particular teams moved, how much focus they put on particular bands and modes, and who they were working. So, yep, there's lots of stories to tell and lots of analysis. I'm sure we'll be busy playing with this for the months ahead. I think we should recognize that, yep, we acknowledge there were a few network issues which prevented all logs from being shown or being shown in full, but all of the raw logs are being uploaded very shortly. James and team have all of these, and then that'll be a great analysis tool for the future. The referees did a great job with the manual backup spots, with the primary aim, of course, to try to maintain a consistent approach for all of the teams. So we hope we manage to complete that. So some of the exciting numbers. 262 individual QSOs were sent from your scoring computers back to the WRL servers over the weekend, which is an impressive amount. So yeah, well done to all the operators too. And then looking at in the reverse direction, we had 14,241 individual stations as part of the Chaser program filling up your logbooks. So I believe that's a record, and I think it certainly shows an increased interest in WRTC and chasing all of the Mike Bravo stations. So well done. So whilst we're here with our stats, and we all like those stats, the fastest clock hour, yes, we have a 4:42 hour by E770X and DJ4MX. Great going. Just coming in second, not so far behind, definitely worth a mention as well, as K5ZD W2SC. So yeah, well done, guys. But it doesn't stop there. There were 5 teams that had 400 QSO hours. So I think, yeah, conditions were something wonderful. And yeah, we definitely had operators at the very top of their game in the station tents. Over 30 teams worked 5,000 raw QSOs. Ooh. And importantly, oh dear, come on. It doesn't want to play. Thank you, Rob. And the leading QSO total, 6122 raw QSOs, again by E770X and DJ4MX. Never did we ever imagine that 6,000 Qs would be possible. Do you remember, say Tuesday, Wednesday, last week, 10 meters was dead. 15 meters was disappointing. We thought we'd just be on 20 and 40 maybe for most of the weekend, and it would be a depressed QSO number. The K index was at 4. It was looking a bit iffy. And normally conditions before the contest are great, and then they disappoint you at the weekend. But we were very fortunate this time that it seemed to go the other way around. Ooh. Ooh. It's got a mind of it. It wants to get to the end results fast. That was it. Don't spoil the surprise, Magic Presentation Machine. So there we are. Okay. So thank you for that. So moving on then. So just a reminder of the list of competitors, call signs, and referees. So this is our list of the WRTC class of 2026. And then we can just move on then to, the second slide with the second half of the teams there. And then on the next few slides, we can step through slowly the map allocations of the teams. So if you didn't work out who were your neighbours, now you know who they were. And I think looking on Facebook, it was great to see that several teams walked the 500 metres or so to some of their neighbours in their cluster to shake their hands and wish them luck before the event. So great sportsmanship, guys. Well done. Okay, on to travel. So you can just start the next one off, Rob, as it'll take a little while to start. So we had our fleet of minibuses and additional drivers. They all had GPS trackers, thanks to our sponsors from Redtail Telematics. So thank you to Colin and the team there. So this almost felt like the pre-contest scoreboard and seeing who would be in first place there. Cool. Yes, no speeding. And then on to media. So thanks, Rob. So our 11-strong media team have been working very hard. So both to produce the daily YouTube content, record footage, and conduct interviews before the event. So no one really knew if it would be possible to produce an entertaining and informative live stream for the whole 24 hours. It was an experiment, but I think it paid off and worked well. So they were continuing for 24 straight hours, just like the competitors and referees. Thousands of people around the world watched the live stream, alternating between live commentary, using the WRL platform, pre-recorded interviews, and footage of our youth-operated station here at HQ. Much time was spent blurring out call signs and frequencies frame by frame to maintain the secrecy. And Hansell, who was the competitor that had their call sign written on their arm? So, yeah, so now here's a quick 2-minute video showing some of the activities. Wasn't that fantastic? Okay, and then say with a segue, we'll just focus now on still photography. We've had Lucas, LY7J. He's been at HQ with us and out at most of the sites over the weekend. I think he's really captured the flavour of the event. We've got a carousel of his photos going on the screens and the projectors outside. So I think there's hundreds or maybe even over 1,000 photos you've captured. Well done. So yep, they're available now. So you can take a photo of that or use the QR code and enjoy all those at your leisure at home. So that's all from me. So as it my last time up on stage to speak, thank you very much for an incredible WRTC.
So, a few moments of appreciation for some important people that I'd like us to recognise. Can I please ask all of the referees for this event to please stand? You guys had a very tough job, I think, and but you stepped up and did exceptionally well. So from the organising committee, thank you very much indeed. Now, we had quite a large number of volunteers. I'd like to spend a moment to recognise those groups of people. So, site managers, if you're a site manager, could I please ask you to stand? The site managers gave up several days of their own time to offer support to the operators and the referees in the field, and without them we wouldn't have had some of the excellent support that we saw during the contest. There was an awful lot of work that went in for station building. I should mention, by the way, that the site managers was managed by and led by Andy Goldsmith, M0NKR, and thank you to Andy. In very intense heat, the station building exercise commenced on Saturday, a week before the contest, where up to 50 volunteers were out in those difficult conditions, constructing the contest sites, overcoming technical challenges. Could I please ask the station builders to stand? And the station build exercise was led by Chris, G4FZN, and Pauline, G8, HQW, thank you. Could I please ask for some appreciation for Chris and Pauline? I think this is probably an appropriate point just to ask Andy, G4PIQ, to step up, who wanted to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, folks. I just wanted, notionally, I was responsible for sites and stations. I'm just the figurehead on the committee. Nothing would have been possible without the hard work of all those volunteers. There are a few folks who I particularly want to call out that went the extra mile. I mean, Pauline and Chris, you've had mentioned already. Absolutely fantastic job, spending best part of 2 weeks camped out in the field, leading the team, making sure everything happens on that station building piece. There was also Peter Locke, M0RYB, who basically took the whole problem of building, there were 3 clusters of sites out to the east. He just took that problem off my plate, and we just got on and got that stuff built. So Peter did a fantastic job there. He was also absolutely key to managing all the logistics for those sites. Fred, G4BWP, our finance lead, was my right-hand person, always out there in the field. But the other person who did an amazing job and continues to do an amazing job is Wilson, G6ELF, who's just been the person out there fixing problems, doing all of that stuff. So thank you very much to everybody. Such an event would not be possible without them and the sacrifices, and thank you from me for making my life slightly less stressful. I did have brown hair at the start of this, perhaps. Thank you.
And all of that under superb leadership from Andy. So you would have seen quite a lot of running around and sweating and panting from the team here at headquarters. and I think they deserve some recognition for their hard work. We've had volunteers from international places as well that have come in, so HQ volunteers, please stand. And that exercise was led by Georgina, M6YGL, and Julie, the partner of G4PIQ. So in order to transport you all from airports and also to and from your operating sites on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. There was quite a logistical challenge, actually. I'd just like to recognise that team, which was headed up by Tim, G4FJK. So if you were a driver, please stand. Yeah, not many of them. Great job, and thank you very much, Tim. We've seen a lot of media coverage over the past week, and I've been blown away by the professionalism of that operation, both through the contest and outside, and we continue to see that this evening. And I'd like to ask for a round of applause for that team headed up by David, G7URP. And he's on the camera. I think we need a selfie, David. There you go. The headquarters venue here at Wyboston Lakes, I think they have gone the extra mile. They've tried to help with everything that we've needed. I hope you guys feel the same. I would like us to give a round of applause to this wonderful venue. WRTC is an expensive event to run, and of course we rely very heavily on fantastic sponsor support, and the sponsor community that we're going to run through here really did step up. Our prime sponsor is Yaesu, and that was an incredible relationship that we've developed directly with Yaesu Japan, supported by Yaesu UK. And I would like to ask Paul Bigwood, G3WYW, to please come up and receive a plaque of appreciation. You'll be hearing more about the wonderful support of Yaesu very soon. Moonraker, an organisation that I hold very close to my heart, and led by Justin and his brother Jason. And I would like, as the platinum sponsor, to ask the Moonraker team to please come up and receive a plaque to express our appreciation. We have so many sponsors, and we don't have time to present all of the plaques, but I would just like to recognise our gold sponsors. ICOM have always been a very close supporter of WRTC for many, many years, and this event is no exception. They stepped up as a gold sponsor. They were actually, I think that was actually the very first sponsorship agreement we had at pretty much the closing ceremony of Italy. Again, another organisation that I hold very close to my heart. Can I please welcome Ray Novak, N9J8, and Chris G1VDP from ICOM UK to please come up and receive a plaque of appreciation. DX engineering get everywhere. And again, no exception here. And led by a name that we all know and have a huge amount of respect for. As a gold sponsor of WRTC 2026, thank you, DX Engineering, Tim Duffy, K3LR. I would also like to recognise WRTC 2022 Italy for supporting us. They made a donation, and without that, this would have been very difficult. Fabio Eiffel UFH, are you here? Thank you. I also recognise Flex Radio made a fantastic donation for the auction event that we held at Dayton, as well as contributing in other ways as a gold sponsor. So I'd also like to express thanks to Flex Radio, who unfortunately couldn't be here. We have many other sponsors. You can see here silver sponsors. We have plaques all for you at the back of the room. I don't know if representatives are here from all of those organisations, but Momo Beam, the Euston Estate, where many of you operated. Red Towel, we've mentioned. Thank you, Colin, for use of the trackers and the support from your company. And also Ellicraft, who also made a donation for that silent auction at Dayton. You will have seen many of these organisations' logos on our displays around the event over the past week, and you can see some very big names there as our bronze sponsors. We're extremely grateful for all of your individual contributions, and we hope that you have been a proud supporter. The amateur radio club community around the world stepped up. We had some tremendous support from organisations globally, and I would just like to recognise these clubs for their ongoing WRTC support. We had some clubs where Supporting such an event isn't traditionally what they do. And they recognised the importance of what we were trying to do with the 2026 event and wanted to be a part of it. Thank you very much to all of our club sponsors. And all of those club sponsors, you also have a plaque which I invite you to collect later. If I was to call out all of the individual donors, we'd be here a very long time. We had a hierarchy system of donors and also our coin program, which has been live for 3 years now. And I want to thank you very much indeed from the organising committee. We had fantastic support, and we are really thankful that you chose to support this event. Without you, it just simply would not happen. Thank you to all of our personal donors. And to see the call signs of those, also they're displayed outside the room. We had some super VIP support for some very significant donation levels. And you may remember, competitors and referees, when you arrived last week, we asked you to sign some certificates, and a number of those were for our super VIPs to give them something back to remember this fantastic event. And I'd like to ask G4CWH, K3LA, K3LEA, K3LR, N0QQ, K9CT, NN3W, NG7M, and N7NRG to please come up and receive your certificates. The relationship with the National Society is absolutely paramount with organising a WRTC. And I think these words summarise it: collaboration and solidarity with the RSGB, the Radio Society of Great Britain. And I'd like to ask Bob Beebe, GU4YOX, and Steve Thomas, M1ACB, to please come up and receive a plaque to recognise. I'm going to ask Lee to do a few now to present. We joined partnership with the World Radio League some 2.5 years ago, I believe it was, and we've seen an incredible amount of work in developing the customised platform for WRTC, and I think we've all enjoyed seeing that evolve, and I've been blown away by what you can do with the tool and the analytics that I'm sure we're all going to delve into for years to come. Could I please ask James Cribbs, N0WRL, to come up and receive an appreciation token? We had 50 operating tents out there, and in WRTC tradition, these tents were sponsored by many individuals, clubs, organisations around the world, and in some cases in memory of those that are no longer with us. And it's great to see those pictures coming in, and globally a fantastic level of support, and I think they all deserve a round of applause. I'd like to take a moment now to recognise the wonderful organising committee team that have worked very long and hard together over the past 3 years. So can I ask the following to please come up and receive a plaque of thanks? Lee Volanti, G0MTN. Andy Cook, G4PIQ. Fred Hanscom, G4BWP. Georgina Haynes, M6YGL. Steve Thomas, M1ACB. Philip Springer, DK6SP. Chris Danby, G0DWV. Please go back to the slide. Andy Goldsmith, N0NKR. Chris Kirby, G4FZN. Julie Catchpole. Keith Haynes, G3WRO. Pauline Kirby, G8HQW. David Palmer, G7URP. And the webmaster with us tonight, Stuart, M1SMH.
Get these in order. Just hand them all out. Yeah. Pass them along.
Well done, guys. Stay where you are. QRX1. I'd like to just call out my wife, Georgina, M6YGL, who I guess I'm slightly biased, but I know what's been going on in the household for the past 3.5 years. And Georgina sadly lost her father earlier this year. Much loved, Alan, and I just wanted to give you a gift from me to say thank you. As we progressed through the challenge of organising the event, we were supported by a fantastic advisory committee who we turned to for answers to questions we couldn't find. And that involved coming on to regular meetings, phone calls at obscure hours, and a lot of their time and effort. So I'd like to ask those present from the advisory committee to please come up. Tim, K3LR, John Dorr, K1AR, Bob Barden, MD0CCE, Robert McHenry, G3NSM, Chris Jansen, DL1MGB, Kamal Siragaldin, N3KS TI7W, and Olaf Lundberg, G0CKV. The difficult job of adjudication. We had a fantastic judging committee for this WRTC, huge amount of experience over many years, and they worked long and hard over the past 24 hours to determine the final results. It's not an easy job. I hope they enjoyed it. Could I please ask the following to come up? Dick Norton, N6AA, Trey Gala, N5KO, Olaf Lundberg, G0CKV, Ian Pawson, G0FCT, Tree is remote in California, N6TR, Rusty Epps, W60AT. Olaf's is already on his other plaque. Yours is on your other plaque. Yeah. We didn't forget, it's on the other plaque, Olaf. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Are you ready? I should just say, for the volunteers that help make this happen, we do have some of our bronze, silver and gold challenge coins. I hope we have enough, but at the back of the room, we just invite you to take a set of bronze, silver and gold coins on your, at some point during the evening, one set please. So, thank you. So, everyone ready? All right, let's do it. So, I'm very honoured to now run through our winners for the various awards available, starting with the single sideband winners. And that goes to Europe 6 Team 2, Mike Bravo 5 Yankee, Mirko 9A6KX and Dave 9A1UN. Come on up. So we know which one's coming next. The CW winners. And of course, some very, as we saw in the numbers there, some very high QSO numbers, some very fast speeds going on this weekend. The WRTC 2026 CW winners are Wildcard 1, Mike Bravo 5 Papa, Diego LW5HR and Manu LU9 ESD. Come on up. And so, those all-important multipliers, which boost the score tremendously, very important, of course, in any contest. Through all the tough conditions and the QRM, you found them. So the most multipliers for WRTC 2026 goes to the previous champions, Mike Bravo 2 Mike, Yuri V3DZ, and Yarrick UW7LL. Moving on. Accuracy, of course, is exceptionally important in order to close the gap between your claim score and the final score. The most accurate log for WRTC 2026 goes to North America 6, Mike Bravo 4 Golf, Dan N6MJ and Chris KL9A. I can tell you that the error rate for these guys 0.4%. How about that? From the outset of the planning process for WRTC 2026, we as an organising committee put the youth aspect at the top of our agenda because it's very important for the future of this amazing hobby of radio sport. We invited 4 youth teams, we had school visits, and we had a youth involvement in the special event station here, and so many other visitors from youngsters. So the next award is very special. ICOM have stepped up to offer to each of the youth winners an ICOM 7300 Mark II. Could I please ask Chris G1 VDP to come up and present those radios? So, the WRTC 2026 youth winners are Youth 2, Mike Bravo 5 Zulu, Connor and Keese, W0 AAE, W4 IPC. So, we're getting there. So, moving on now to third place, the bronze winners for WRTC 26. And it was a very close fight up the front of the pack. And the adjudicators had a tough job working this one out, that's for sure. But receiving the bronze medals for third place is Europe 6 Team 1, Mike Bravo 1 India, Bracho E77DX, Sven DJ4MX. And could I please ask the referee for this team to come up? Alpha Charlie Zero Whiskey, come up. And also, you guys receive a 4 Oscar 3 Alpha headset each. Thank you to 4 Oscar 3 Alpha.
Let's go!
Nearly forgot the plaques. The plaques. Yeah, I might need some help here. Okay, on to second place. The silver winners for WRTC 2026, receiving a 4 Oscar 3 Alpha Antenna Genius each, goes to Europe 3 Team 1, Mike Bravo 5 Oscar, Manfred DJ 5 MW, Yuli DM 5 Echo Echo, and referee, please come on up. It was Mike Kilo Charlie 7 Victor watching over them. And we'll show all the numbers for this, don't worry. All right, well, it's that moment that we've all been waiting for. It's time for the gold medal first place winners to be announced. Each of these competitors will receive a Yaesu FTDX10 and a 4 Oscar 3 Alpha headset, very kindly provided by Yaesu and 4 Oscar 3 Alpha. The gold medal winners for WRTC 2026 is the previous champions, Mike Bravo 2 Mike, Yuri V3DZ, Yarrick UW7LL. And ref, please come up. We're doing something a bit new this year. We're announcing the launch of the World Radiosport Team Championship Winners' Cup, which is engraved for all previous winners of WRTC, this time displaying Yuri V3DZ and Yarrick UW7LL. Stay where you are. So some of you may remember that a couple of years ago, for those of you that were monitoring social media closely, we showed you a lovely little character called Hammy. Now these Hammy soft toys have been created by my sister-in-law, Emma, handmade, and we have one for each of you. Emma, come on up. Woo! On behalf of the WRTC 2026 Organising Committee, I would like to express sincere congratulations to our podium winners. Ask Lee to present the final results. You have that? Have you got that? I've got it in here.
And by the magic of Rob, they will appear.
He thought he was done. Afraid not.
I'm back. Thank you, Rob. The big reveal. So the lower half of the table, but as we know, and as we said right at the start, every one of you is a winner. You all worked so hard to be here. So congratulations, everyone. And then, yep, positions 1 to 25.
Could I please ask all competitors to stand for a round of applause? All competitors, please stand. Okay. If your legs can take it, I'd like you to remain standing to our podium winners. I'd like to ask Tina Brajnik, Sugar 50 Alpha, to please come on up to say a few words on behalf of the WRTC Sanctioning Committee.
Thank you very much, Mark. Well, there was so much applauding today, and I believe that we need to applaud again for organization of this WRTC, which was done perfectly, and we all had the last week a special week, and which will stay in our memories. Please applaud to organization of WRTC 2026. Good.
Bravo, man!
Thank you very much. Sanctioning committee will be bigger for 2 more members from now on. I'm happy to say that we have from 2026 2 new members, which are Mark Haynes, M0DXR, and Lee Volanti, G0MTN. Welcome. Since we had a wonderful week of being together, being friends, more than friends over the radio, also friends in persons, I am pretty sad that I have to say following words. In name of WRTC Sanctioning Committee, I declare that World Radiosport Team Championship 2026 is now officially closed. So if this event is past history, we all are looking forward. Sanctioning committee is very positive and very optimistic for 2030. So we can call all of you to start preparations for next WRTC, which will officially be announced in a couple of months. See you 2030.
Thank you very much, Tina. In all of the excitement, I must just ask for our tremendous prime sponsor, and on behalf of Yaesu, Paul Bigwood, G3WYW, to present the FTDX10 transceivers to our gold medalists. And of course, your 4 Oscar 3 Alpha headsets. We have, I'm pleased to say, between 700 and 800 people watching live around the world at the moment, this very moment. And I'd like to say hello to you all. All right, who wants a beer? So, Andy?
So I just wanted to stand up here and grab the microphone because there's one person who hasn't really been called out for the astonishing amounts of personal commitment that they put into this project over the last 3.5 years. And that's obviously our chairman, Mark. The amount... So, round of applause for Mark. That's all it needs. Thank you. Job, mate. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Let's go to the bar. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. 73. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Wait. I'm getting emotional here, so it's... I would like to, before we conclude, just invite our President of the Radio Society of Great Britain to say a few words. Thank you, Bob Beebe, GU4YOX.
Do you guys want to get down? Okay, you can stay. It's only a couple of minutes, so big thanks. I think you'll agree with me. It's been a bit emotional. What do you think? Okay. I've got a few words to say, and I'll read these out now just to finish off this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, distinguished guests, and all those who are watching around the world. As we bring the World Radiosport Team Championship 2026 to the close, we have celebrated outstanding performances, witnessed remarkable operating skill, and crowned worthy champions. To the medal winners, champions, congratulations. Your achievement reflects exceptional preparation, teamwork, determination, and skill. The good news is the contest is over. The bad news is that you'll be looking and analysing your logs for the next 6 months. But tonight, I would like to congratulate every single competitor in this fantastic championship. Simply qualifying for a World Radiosport Team Championship is an achievement in itself. We know that. Every one of you has earned your place here amongst the finest contest operators in the world, and every one of you has contributed to making this championship such a memorable success. You've all shown us why you are the best operators in the world. On behalf of the Radio Society of Great Britain, I offer my sincere thanks to the organising committee and the many hundreds of volunteers whose dedication has made this event possible. They've worked tirelessly, often behind the scenes and without recognition, so the rest of us and across the world can enjoy a truly world-class championship. Please join me in thanking them all again. During this weekend, we have seen some fierce competition on the bands, but we have also seen something even more important. We have seen old friendships renewed, new friendships formed, knowledge shared, and people from every corner of the world united by one common passion. That has always been one of amateur radio's great strengths. Long after the scores are forgotten and the trophies have found their place on the shelf, it is these friendships, these conversations, and these shared experiences that will remain with us. As you return home to your families, your clubs and your national societies, I hope you will take with you not only memories of great operating, but also renewed enthusiasm for encouraging others into our wonderful hobby and for strengthening the international friendships that make amateur radio so unique. Thank you all for being part of this remarkable championship. These words that I've written and edited many times had to be checked, of course, by Mark, because that's the right way to do it. And what I want to say here is not in the script, Mark, so I'm really sorry about this. Because finally, I think Mark Haynes, M0DXR, and Georgina, M6 YGL, have got something very special to bring to this. I remember Mark, we took him to the Indian Ocean, to the Comoros Islands, when he was just 16 years old, as a little boy, on his first expedition. Sat him in a chair and he just put 10,000 cues in the log. And it was absolutely fantastic. And I knew that this was the beginning of something special for him personally. And the way that Georgina and Mark have committed themselves for the last 3.5 years, I do know what has gone on behind the scenes, and it's absolutely incredible. And they've delivered such a successful WRTC. And please join me in thanking them personally from all of you around the world for their efforts. So finally, travel safely, enjoy the journey home wherever you live, and may the friendships here continue to span the airwaves for many years to come. Thank you, all of you. Good night. Let's have a great evening. Well done.